Hey everyone, I thought I would come on here and do my labor and delivery story finally, since I haven't done it yet and it's been about 2 weeks now since my little princess was born. Um, so let me backtrack a little bit. On the week that I delivered, that Monday, I started losing some of my mucus plug, just a little bit. Um, but I was told, not to get excited unless it's followed by like your bloody show, and I wasn't having any bleeding, so I was just like, whatever. Um, but then like Tuesday, I kept losing some, and then Wednesday had my 38-week appointment, and she checked me, and I was almost 3 centimeters dilated, but I was more thinned out. So she's like, "Oh, you could go anytime." So I was like, "Oh, okay, yay." Um, and then after that, I had some slight bleeding and actually quite a bit of cramping, which is normal when you get cervical checks like that. So I didn't think anything of it. But by Thursday, the bleeding stopped. I was still crampy, but it stopped. So, um, whatever. And then, but I was pretty uncomfortable at work that whole day. So when I came home, I was still cramping. This is probably now around like 8:30, 9 o'clock. I was so tired. I tried to go to sleep, and the cramps were just too much where it kept waking me up, and that's not normal for me. Like, I've had cramping before, maybe like a few weeks before this, but they never woke me up from my sleep. So, excuse me, I got like a little cold going on. So I went to the bathroom, and TMI, but when I wiped, I had my mucus plug, but there was like blood in it. So I was like, is this my bloody show or what? I didn't know. I tried to go back to sleep, couldn't go back to sleep. So then finally was like, okay, you know what? I'm gonna start timing my contractions, or even if they were, because a lot of people say contractions start at the top of your stomach and go down. Let me tell you, none of the contractions that I've felt were like that. It was all in my lower abdomen. I didn't feel anything anywhere else except where I would get period cramps. That's what it felt like. So they were 15, 20 minutes apart. And then they jumped down to 7 to 10 minutes apart. And then, sorry, I just gotta drink some water. My throat hurts. And then, jumped down to, sorry, 5 minutes apart. Lasting a minute long. So, and then they started getting a little stronger. So I was like, man, I don't know if I should go to labor and delivery or what. So I called and asked, and she's like, well, you can labor at home or whatever, or you could come in and we can check you. And I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna come in and have you check me to see if it's the real thing, because if it's not, either way, I wasn't gonna go to work the next day because it hurt too bad. But I wanted them to like tell me like, yes, you are in labor, so then I could tell my work that, anyways. So since I knew I was gonna go, I just got ready. I took a shower, did my hair, did my makeup. I basically went in almost like looking like this, but my hair was a little bit did. And I told my husband, I was like, look, they're probably just gonna send me home. Excuse me. So I don't know if you want to stay or come with me. Like, you don't have to come with me. If I end up staying, I'll let you know. And he's like, no, I'm gonna come with you. You're crazy, blah, blah. And then I was like, well, should we bring our bags? The funny thing is I told him to finish packing his hospital bag that day, and good thing I did. So he's like, well, we'll just throw it in the car just in case, because we got to put it in there anyway. So I was like, all right. So then we go and we get stuck behind a damn train, and the contractions were coming on stronger. I could still breathe through them, but it was just so uncomfortable, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. I got into the hospital around 2:30 in the morning. Excuse me, sorry. And before they wanted to admit me, they checked me. I was almost 4 centimeters and really thin still. They hooked me up to the machine, and I was having contractions every 5 minutes. They started getting stronger, and I just, sorry, told the nurse, I was like, please don't send me home because I cannot sleep with this pain. And she's like, well, we're going to let you stay here for a couple hours, see if you progress any, and then see if we can admit you. So they gave me an IV, and they gave me some powerful drug, and it made me tired like that, but I was only able to sleep for 15 minutes, and the contractions woke me up again. And she's like, do you want an epidural? Like, will you be getting one? And I was like, I'm gonna try to go and not get one, but I'm not opposed to not having one. And let me tell you, like, after I woke up the second time, they checked me and I was finally 4 centimeters. And they said, okay, well, since you're 38 weeks and 1 day, we'll admit you, but we're not gonna do anything to help you progress. You have to progress on your own. I was like, whatever. So by the time we got into the room, the contractions were so terrible. I was like, give me the freaking epidural now. And before they could, they had to draw my blood. And I was like, where's the anesthesiologist? Like, I need this freaking needle in my back. I don't care. I couldn't stand it. I was dying. So for all you women out there that did it naturally, my mom did it naturally 5 times, no medications whatsoever. That's just crazy. Like, props for you, because I cannot do it. But then, like, I read this thing, like, this lady's like, you know, good for all the women who can do it naturally, but it's not like you're gonna get an award. So ever since, like, I read that, like, it was stuck in my mind, like, dude, I'm not gonna get an award or anything if I do it naturally, so why be in all this pain? So the epidural was a lifesaver. I couldn't feel anything after that. I was able to sleep around, I think it was like 9 in the morning. The doctor came in, the doctor who I actually wanted to deliver my baby came in. She was on call, and she checked me, and I was just barely at a 5 centimeters. So what she ended up doing was, it was a different doctor than when I came in. She broke my water, and then around at 10 o'clock, 10:30, she's like, I want to start you on Pitocin. So they started giving me low doses of Pitocin, and then gradually leading up. Now, I couldn't feel anything, so it was amazing. Anyway, so they started the Pitocin, except like around maybe like 11 o'clock, I started feeling pain in my like groin area on my left side. Like, it was the weirdest pain, but it started hurting really, really bad. And then it started coming and going like contractions, but it was just only in that spot. And so I kept pressing my epidural button, and nothing. Like, so they thought that maybe the baby was sitting in a weird position where it was hurting. So they tried to move me, like I turned on my side. I had the peanut ball in between my legs, and it was just getting so bad. I started almost crying because it started hurting really bad. And I was like, I don't know what it is. I'm like, I think it's contractions. I don't know, but it hurts really, really fucking bad. So then they finally decided to check me. And when they checked me, she's like, oh, well, honey, that's because you're ready to push. And I was like, what? And so they called the doctor in, and I did like 3 practice pushes because, you know, you can't feel anything. And She came out, I believe, in like 4 pushes after like the 3 practice ones. And my husband was there holding my leg, and he's like, I could see the hair. And I know he didn't want to look, but I'm glad my doctor like made him look, because he got to experience that. And then also my doctor made him cut the umbilical cord, which was amazing. But she came out like nothing. Like, I couldn't feel anything, couldn't feel the crowning, nothing. I did feel like when her whole body came out, I did feel that. It was a weird feeling, but like, it was the best birthing experience I could ask for, It was just great. I couldn't feel nothing besides the contractions in the beginning. But let me tell you, like, your body knows when you're going to go into labor, because the whole weeks before I was like, oh my gosh, how am I going to know when I'm in labor? And then, like, they say, oh, you'll know, It's true, like, you'll know. Like, you'll know it's not just cramping, regular cramps. You'll know when it starts to, like, become a pattern and stuff. That's how I knew it was when my cramps would start to come, like, every 5 minutes, whatever, in a pattern. So, yeah, the hospital is amazing. The nurses, the staff there was absolutely amazing. They took really good care of me, my child, and my husband. The food there was great. Like, I would have another baby just to go back in there, because they said, once you leave, because I left the next day, they're like, once you leave, you can't come back unless you're going to give birth again. And it was like, I wanted to cry, because I'm like, oh, what are you telling me? I can't go back. But, yeah, I would have another baby just to go through that experience again. Epidural saved my life. I would not be able to do it without it. But again, she was born October 20th at 12:04 p.m. and she was 6 pounds 9 ounces and 19 inches long. Yeah, and she's healthy, and no jaundice. We went to 2 of her appointments. I had to go back twice or whatever to the hospital to check, but her levels are fine and they're dropping, so that's good. And then when she had her first doctor's appointment, she only lost a few ounces. She was 6 pounds 6 ounces, and then on Tuesday, this last Tuesday when I went, she was 7 pounds 2 ounces. So she's been eating really well, gaining really good weight, and the doctor is very happy. Says I'm doing a great job. So yeah, it's stressful. I do not want to have another one. Maybe in like 3 or 4 years, but I do not want to have another one right now. I cannot. Like, physically, mentally, I cannot. I am so sleep deprived. My little baby, she's so worth it, but I'm new at this and my husband's new at this, so I'm just still trying to get into the flow of things, get a schedule going. I mean, it's only been 2 weeks, but so far so good. She's been great, except a little bit of stomach problems here and there, but I think she's still maybe trying to get used to my milk. I'm not sure, but yeah, I cannot believe she's here, guys. It's crazy. It's like her due date was yesterday, November 2nd. She could still be in my stomach, and she's not. She came 2 weeks early. But yeah, hold on, I'm gonna show you her real quick. She's sleeping in her little bassinet. Yeah. She's such a good baby, though. Like, she only cries when her stomach hurts, which is only when it hurts, and not too bad. She's awake and alert, and she sleeps. She slept all throughout the night last night, except to feed. So overall, she's pretty good so far. I do hate seeing her, though, in pain when she does get those stomach pains, but the pediatrician said it's normal. every baby goes through it or whatever. Not every baby, but most of every babies go through it. So just like whatever. And then I do have to be careful because I do have my husband gave me a cold, like a small cold. So I've been like using hand sanitizer, not breathing on her, like everything, just so she doesn't get sick. But she's starting to get a little bit congested in her nose, and I don't know if that's because she's getting sick or if it's because babies get congested when they're newborn and stuff. So I don't know. But anyways, guys, yes, this was my quick labor and delivery story. It was, you know, not traumatic at all. It was the best experience I could ever ask for. I am like completely almost healed. Oh, I did tear a little bit, but my doctor didn't want to call it like a first degree tear because I did end up getting like 2 stitches, but it was like this small, and it was like up top. So like pooping for me hasn't been a problem. The after cramps, yeah, it hurts a little bit, but we're doing fine. She latched on right away. We did skin to skin and latched on to me right away. And she's just an efficient eater. Sometimes she'll only eat for like 2 to 5 minutes, but she just like, I have like a very heavy, fast letdown. So it just comes all at once. So I try not to choke her so much, but she gets a lot of milk in those 2 to 5 minutes. And I was concerned about it, but when she gained over a pound, like it didn't concern me because she's gaining really well. My doctor's like, that's just crazy. Very good job, Mama. You're doing great. I'm like, okay, good. At least she's getting better. So, yes, I'll update you guys on her 1 month update, which will not be until November 20th. That's when we have the appointment. So, yeah, guys, I will talk to you later. Thanks for watching. Oh, and I should probably mention my weight. I'm not at my pre-pregnancy weight yet. I was 184 with her, and now I'm down to 162 right now. So I dropped quite a bit, but I'm not quite there yet, but I am gonna get there. Can't work out yet, obviously, but I'm pretty sure I'll get there within the next, hopefully, couple months. But yeah, so not too bad. Alright, guys, I will talk to you later now. Bye.